And welcome back. 40 after the hour, Meagan Stanton, MIWorks joins us again. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us, Becky.
So everybody knows it's always kind of scary and intimidating doing a job interview, and those are just the basic questions. Then they start pulling out what they call, what you said, are behavioral interviewing things. What exactly is that?
A behavioral interview question is something asked about how your actual behavior was in a specific situation. So not what you will do, but what you have done. And the premise behind it is that past behavior is a good indicator of future behavior. So instead of just asking you a hypothetical, I'm going to ask you for a specific example of a specific instance in your past.
Okay, well, so that can be a little bit dicey, and especially if you don't have a lot of experiences, you don't know what's coming your way. Could you give us, you sent me some of these also that we're going to show on the air, but what are ways that we can prepare for these kind of interviews?
The best thing to do is to go through and draft examples. You know the job you're applying for, you know you best. They don't know your entire history, you do. Go through and think of those examples. When was a time you provided great customer service? When was a time you had to solve a problem? And have that specific problem charted out. There's some samples and strategies to attack that, and some employers will actually ask you to answer questions within this format.
Wow.
There's STAR, which is you're going to state the situation, the task, the action, and then the results.
Okay.
Some people get situation and task kind of commingled. So there's also CAR, which is where you're identifying the challenge, your action, and then the results.
Okay, so they're basically the same thing.
They're basically the same thing, just
Gotcha.
a little bit of a different acronym.
And you were saying mock interviews, even if you think you're confident, they're a game changer.
You never know what's going to pop out of your mouth until you actually say what's out of your mouth.
We know that here.
Yes, you can study notes for hours, but when you actually get in front of a real live person, not your mirror, not your cat or dog, but a real live person, and you're being asked a question, is that great example you thought of what's actually going to come to mind? A lot of people, when they're interviewing, they freeze frame themselves and they get locked into a specific situation or a specific job, and instead of drawing examples from their entire work history, they end up only looking at this, but maybe there was a nugget of gold over here in your work history.
Sure. And you say that you folks at MIWorks will help them do those?
Absolutely. We've got resources. We will sit down and do that mock interview with you. We can help you prepare for that mock interview and actually schedule that with you so that you have the time to sit down with someone and actually go through the motions and feel that experience. Because the best way to prepare for an interview is to have an interview.
Hey, real quick, one more question. Is it possible to say too much in a job interview answer?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So you'll tell them where to draw the line.
Yes.
Okay. Well, because you want to be chatty, you want to be informative, so.
Exactly, and sometimes people, we all have our mannerisms. I talk with my hands. Some people end up divulging into a whole different situation.
Sure.
I'm also really good at losing the point of what I was talking about. It's one of my husband's favorite parts of me telling stories, and it happens in interviews too.
Okay.
So, you know, we all have our thing that we need to be prepared for.
Gotcha. All right, of course, MIWorks always there to help you with anything to help you get that job. I want to thank you for joining us again this morning.
Thank you.